Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing today? I hope this software. Okay, there we go. Says this is interrupting. I guess we'll start this. And I gotta remember to press inspect your memory because every time I always press enter the mansion because I think it's starting the game again. But alas, something very intense happened last time. So, there was a death, sadly, even previously, which is quite sad, but holy crap, Yuki Masa is quite an insane person at this point. But let's see. So, this was the most recent. Yes. Boop. Alright, let me know if the audio is too loud or too quiet. It's about loud for me, but. They are quite devastated, I imagine. Man, seeing Yuki Masa though, like not seeing the Bestia form, man, he looks more like insane. And I'm not sure what I can do really, honestly, on my end. Okay. I doubt they know much about Disneyland, so they have probably never seen someone like you before. But in addition, you have been wearied and worn. I guess you were emancipated, wasting away. Enough so that you do not even look like yourself. Do you remember how you arrived at the village? When I woke up, I was on the beach. I don't remember anything before that. My joints all ached, and I was incredibly thirsty. I was in so much pain I sought help. But nothing I said got through to the villagers. I did not understand what they said either. But the one thing you did understand was that they were calling you Bestia. Right. And I also understood that the word was used to describe beasts. The way they looked at me, it wasn't normal, so I imagined at first they simply didn't want the trouble. They didn't actually think you were a beast. Simply that this wretched man, unfamiliar in appearance, who had washed ashore resembled a beast. I'm guessing he was looking quite haggard after he washed up on shore, so they were quite scared of him. And I guess after they did mention a war, so maybe they were still kind of scared from both times. Not that I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the war bothered this little town or came to this little town. Washed ashore. You were in an accident, were you not? While crossing the sea. I do not remember. I can't remember. No, I mustn't remember. It's too painful for him to remember now. If I am not a beast, that means the other beast wasn't one either. That beast looked like. It looked somehow similar to me. Its hair color, skin color, eye color, and the way it spoke seemed vaguely familiar. Hey, Dorito, how you doing? Been a while. To me, it was. I cannot accept that. I'm doing alright. Oh, yeah? I do. Then that means I have done something terrible. I'm trying to beat a boss on Hollow Knight. Oh, yeah? How's that go? I haven't played Hollow Knight at all. Or maybe very little. But I really haven't played that anymore recently. I played it a long time ago. I stopped playing now. I think I got kind of lost or tired of the maps thing. Then that means I have done something terrible. No! What? I think they called me a beast. I was in fact a beast. As I'm saying, as I've been saying, that's because I kept fumbling last minute. Oof, that sucked. That sucks. Sounds like when I'm fighting in 9 souls. Tell me I'm a beast, please. Why is he so desperate to be called a beast? He just wants to push away that memory of killing Pauline. Let me remain a beast. So I guess it's like more painful to him to like try to remember things and push away like the trauma he had. And he just wants to remain a beast and not remember anything. How did you imagine you saw the world? I cannot even begin to fathom. But you can never know what someone else sees. And there is nothing to say they see the same thing as you. Therapy bro needs it. Yeah, he does. Unfortunately, there's no real such thing as therapy in this time period. Not sure what really time period is, but it's quite old. As you and I have seen different things, so too did the man and his lover see different things. Or perchance the true shape of the world is visible only through the white-haired girl's sightless eyes. Do you think the reason he so stubbornly rejected his human memories is because he had taken the life of his beloved? Probably. I personally believe that there was more to it than that. What was that? Someday you shall remember. You shall remember everything. I will not allow you to avert your eyes. Remember that you have always been a beast, incapable of saving anyone, only of taking. Remember and suffer. Agonize, writhe, anguish, grieve, suffer. Who is saying that? Can't be the white-haired girl. Pauline sobbed. Such a damn shame. Our homeland is but a stone's throw away. They still won't let us in. Just how long are they going to maintain this stance? Regrettable, isn't it, son? Masa, yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly, Captain. Asama. We can make it this far on the white men's ship, but they give no response to our missives. I'm not sure if it's even reaching the magistrate's hand. It is so difficult to be even the slightest bit accommodating to your fellow countrymen. They seem to be treating the white men rather poorly as well. I hear they imprisoned them on a tiny man-made island. That's no way to make friends. Well, all things considered, we can hardly call this our homeland anymore anyway. But now, many generations, has your family lived overseas again? I'm the third. I see. But I doubt you have any attachment to this land. That's not true. I may never have the opportunity to set foot on her soil, but my spirit dwells within this land. My grandfather had told me about this country, ever full of rich, vibrant seasons and boundless beauty. I am deeply grateful that you invite me on this voyage to visit her. Excuse me, Captain Asuma. I have finally, in complete at a distance, laid eyes upon my home. I cannot say when this era may draw to a close, but I hope the time comes when we can proudly proclaim her our home motherland. You can't find food this good back home. I eagerly await the day that becomes true. Indeed, as do I. I've lied to her. She believes I was born in the Orient, but in truth I've never set foot in that country. I was born in Europe. My family has not been permitted to return since my grandparents left. I can still remember as clear as day. Look up right from regret on my grandfather's face. I wonder if he's in Europe then. I wonder what accent he would have. My grandfather's face as he departed from this world. He bequeathed to me a katana. Oh, he has a katana. Oh yeah, right, he did have a sword. And on that day, that blade became the one object binding me to my homeland. I could not bring myself to tell her that I am disallowed to return home. I did not want her to think that I've been forsaken by my country, that my country would do such a thing. However, some part of me believes that there is more to it than that. A smuggler? Yeah, I never would have expected it, not on this ship. Yeah, one of the crew was conspiring with a government official. He hid unreported goods on board and delivered them in secret. What goods? Silver coins. Spanish coins trade for more than their word as currency. The official was sentenced to commit seppuku. Seppuku? I hope I'm saying that right. But we are so responsible for our crew's punishment. I am still trying to decide how to handle it. Have you commit seppuku as well? The sailor has brought shame upon the entire ship. If he is made to take responsibility for his actions, perhaps we can minimize the damage to our reputation. You made a fair point. Unfortunately, he is not of this land. I doubt he is familiar with the ritual. Then I shall serve as his second, and ensure he dies without issue. Have you lost your mind? I have been trained in the art. It is unlikely I should fail. You are not a samurai. I was born into a family of samurai. At least it was until 3 generations ago. That blood still courses through my veins. Very well then. This is how we shall do it. We now commence the ritual seppuku of our fellow crewman, Seedorf has, in violation of restrictions set in place by the shogunate, committed the grave crime of smuggling prohibited goods into the country. In order to atone for this betrayal of the trust of both nations, he vows to take his life here before you. Do you have any last words? I deeply regret that we should have to lose a companion with whom we have traveled 7 seas in this manner. Do it. It wasn't me! I messed it up! I didn't smuggle anything! I don't know anything about any silver coins. I've been framed! Believe me. Why did I have to slice my own? Yukimasa? He said the accusations are false. Lies to escape punishment. I could not allow him to continue shaming himself enough when his fate was already decided. It would only serve to tarnish the... Why are you shaking me? What did I do? That's not starting being early. I wasn't late though. I was just on time. No. It only served to tarnish the ship's honor. Because I told you to start. I was gonna start. Jeez. But an investigation was performed. It was our duty to trust those results. You're right. Yes, you're right. Good work. Now, this needs to be cleaned up. Yes, sir. I'm sure I was mistaken, but I would like to ask you anyway. Dang, this music intense. Oh wait, hold on. What did he say? Were you smiling as you did it? Was he smiling as he killed him? Must have been serious. What? He's smiling. He was smiling while he killed that man? Man, this guy be bloodthirsty. Is that really the only reason? I couldn't bring myself to tell her the truth. What was that dream? Was that from my memories? No! Sama? I've never met that man. That woman. No, no, no. I was just, no. It wasn't me. I don't. I don't remember. I don't remember anything. Not a thing. Not a single thing. I'm a beast. I'm a beast, not a human. I don't need those memories. Are you there? Are you there? Where are you? Come to me. Be with me. Peace. My peace. He's calling out to the mate, isn't he? Where are you? Where have you gone? Why? Why are you not at my side? Don't remember anything. Stop remembering. He's getting. Is that a silver coin? Spanish silver. Some weeks after we set off back west, I found a silver coin in the ship's hold. I don't know if it got overlooked or dropped when transporting the rest, or if she swam. First thing I think when I find is that I should report it to Captain Asama. But instead, I slipped the coin in my pocket. Did he? Okay, wait, so if this is after he killed the guy, did he just set up that poor the seafarer then? And put it in his pocket? And take my leave of the whole as if nothing never happened. Man, Yuki must be plotting. Not for the purpose of smuggling it for extra cash. It only has extra value in East back case, within nothing more than a designated value as currency. So again, it's not for want of money. Well, damn. It seems Seedorf might have been innocent after all. Perhaps so. If he had no hand in the smuggling, then I would have done a horribly regrettable thing. No, as you said, an investigation was conducted. We had no choice but to believe the information we were given. You mustn't blame yourself. I feel bad for putting such an unpleasant responsibility on you. Not at all. Now, how do we handle this? I can't believe a silver coin was found on someone else's luggage. It would have been best to handle this internally. Publicly, we've already been made our amends with Seedorf's death. That's true. Though it would be prudent to try and discover from where he's acquiring the coins. So as if to prevent another such incident. Should one of our crew be caught smuggling again, I'm not the only one asked to take responsibility. I have great sympathy for you, Captain Asama. That is quite the headache. I can't imagine he would give up his connection just because we asked. We can force him. If he doesn't want to talk, then we give him some encouragement. But I couldn't. Blurring out, Captain Asama. I shall take care of the dirty work. You needn't trouble yourself with anything, Captain. Leave it to me. Very well. I leave this in your hands, Yukimasa. Yes, sir. How are you feeling? Hey, untie me! What is the meaning of this? A silver coin was discovered in this. How do I look at the menu here? Might turn this down a little bit. That's good. A silver coin was discovered in your luggage. Huh? A silver coin? Interesting. It would seem you have quite a knack for acting. Hold on, I don't follow. I thought the smuggling problem was taken care of. Seedorf wasn't the only one doing the smuggling. It was you. Like hell! I've never seen any damn silver coins. This is some kind of mistake. Check my bags again. A coin was found in your luggage, regrettably. Captain Asama saw it himself. Lies. I swear I've never touched one. Is that so? I swear never once. Please, believe me, I'm no smuggler. I've done good work, even on this expedition. You know, I'm not someone who would get involved in smuggling. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I was waiting for my thing to come back. I didn't. I had nothing to do with it. Who was your supplier? I'm telling you, I'm no supplier. Supplier. Put Captain Asama in an uncomfortable position if you don't talk. We can't risk damaging our homeland trust any further. I swear to God, I had nothing to do with it! Well, you won't tell me. How could I tell you something I know nothing about? I see. You believe me? So it's very, very important information. Enough. So that's, you can't give it up so easily. In which case, I'll just do what I have to do until you talk. What are you... Whenever you're ready to talk, let me know. I'll stop right away. Hey! What are you... Good, thick fingers you have. What are you... But it's all meat. Your bones aren't any thicker than anyone else. Oh! He just broke his finger. Ugh! My finger! Don't start screaming just yet. Ew, this Yukimasa guy? He likes to torture people. That's just the first. Your little finger. Next is your ring finger. Stop, please. I'm begging you. Are you ready to talk? I told you. I don't know anything. Too bad. Yeah! Your middle finger. Don't. Oh my god. Your right hand is going to be useless if you don't start talking soon. Oh god. Excuse me. Sorry. Hold on. I'm gonna mute for a quick sec. Okay. Do you want me to tell you? I swear, I had nothing to do with it. What has you so stubbornly refusing to talk? Yukimasa, he already told you everything. Why do you keep breaking his fingers? Is your supplier really worth going to such a length to protect? I can't tell you what I don't know. All that's left is your thumb. Get me. No, just so we're perfectly clear, everyone on board knows what you did. No one's going to come to a smuggler's aid. I can't take any more of this. Stop! Ready to talk? What will it be? I'll talk. Okay, I'll talk. If anything you tell me is a lie, you can consider your life forfeit. Are you ready to tell me the truth? Yukimasa is one sick person. We'll investigate the details of your confession if you lie. We will find out. I mean, what position is a seafarer gonna be in? It's like either, you know, tell a lie, there's no really truth he knows, because he doesn't have the information. Jeez. Understood. Speak. Oh, you can't you? I don't know anything! That's a shame. Yeah! Oh well, we'll be using your right hand ever again. Although there are still 5 fingers on your left. Oh my god! Are you in pain? Do you want me to stop? Alright. Yeah! Or left. That is quite the face. I wish I could show it to you in the mirror. Man, Yukimasa just must have this like sadistic smile on his face right now when he's breaking all this guy's fingers. What's wrong with you? You monster! I'm not doing this because I want to. I don't know, it sure seems like you do, Yukimasa. You're the one forcing my hand by refusing to talk. Now go on, spit it out. You wouldn't believe anything I said anyway. How long have you been doing this? You're the first. Liar! You sick bastard. It's the truth, though. Then why? Why are you smiling? I knew it. Oh, God. Oh, I do not like hearing that sound. He left. What will it be? What'll it be? Will you tell me everything? No lies? And no omissions? It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I didn't do anything. Ah! 2 left. It's surprising how easily they break. No! Stop! This is the last one. It burns. My fingers are on fire. Now, what's next? It burns. Are you listening? Hello? This is all. It's over if you bring fingers. You broken friggins', you broke all the fingers on both of his hands. Like, what the hell? Need me to wake you up? Let me tell you something. I'm the one who put your coin in. You're like, I knew it! He set him up. Of course, you don't know anything. Anyone, get in here! The silver coin wasn't. Don't go shouting things you'll regret. It's hard to fight back with your hands in that condition. Having trouble breathing, huh? Well, are you? You need air? I guess it's hard to talk with my hands around your throat, huh? Do you want air? Alright, then you can have some air. Alright, there we go. I can see the words written on his face. Why? Why did you do this? Why? That is a good question. I'm not even sure myself. He's gonna kill him. Hey. Answer me. Look down. I missed opportunity to use my katana. Man, this guy's one sick person. I tossed the man's body overboard. My story will be that he sneaked out while I wasn't looking. He threw himself into the sea. As I watched the sack of flesh sink into the depths, I'm thoroughly shocked to realize I didn't feel the slightest bit bad about what I've done. No regret, no remorse, nothing. I comprehend that the things I've done are reprehensible, that they're evil, but their knowledge wasn't sufficient to restrain my urges. There's an itch I felt deep within my chest ever since the moment my blade sunk its teeth into a cedar snake. I don't know what to call it, but I feel like I'm floating, like everything's swirling about inside me. It's been unleashed, set free. It's also an edge of anxiety, though. If I continue down this path, what might I transform into? Despite feeling not the slightest bit guilty about the horrible things I've done, I still fear this life I made slipping from me. I want something to anchor me. What exactly am I? Is this what I want to become? The kind of man who can take another's life without flinching, fully aware of his actions. If that's truly what I am, perhaps it would make things easier if I did lose everything. Jeez, this got really dark. Oh, don't scare me like that. Where did you pick up a word like... I forgot how to say that word. Hold on. Well, how do you say this word again? I'm not a little girl anymore. I'm sorry, really. So now we know the true Yukimasa. He isn't all this nice person we thought he was. Don't be so mad, Pauline. I'm not mad at all. It's been a year and a half. We finally get to see each other again. That we did. Did you have any trouble out at sea? Did you fall ill or get caught in a storm or run into any kind of trouble at all? No, there's no trouble. Everything was fine without incident. The sea god was watching over us, I suppose. Ooh. A different location. I don't know. What am I? Who am I? Who? What is this room? What are those colored windows? Were those here before in the mansion? I know what this is. It's an angel. Those days. There we are. What are you doing? The angel's laughing at me. The angel. Angel. Where were you? I went to the kitchen to get a drink of water. You have nothing to worry about. I will not run away from you. I am not. Am I? I'm not human. You are not a human. You are human. It's alright. I imagine it's quite disconcerting, having lost your memories. But no matter what happens, you will always be here. Don't be afraid. Are those the words of encouragement I truly wanted to hear? Am I afraid of being myself? I don't know. Don't think about it. I'm a beast with no memories. Oh gosh, I forgot about that unnerving laugh. His psyche drifted radically between human and beast. If he accepted himself as a human, it might cause memories better left buried to return to him. If he accepted himself as a beast in exchange for his memories, he would no longer be able to rejoin human society. The white-haired girl fervently supported him in these precarious times. I was quite amazed. I had never imagined she would grow to be such a strong woman. Nevertheless, God is a cruel master. For what strength he gave her spiritually, he took an equal part from her physically. Though she persisted day in and day out to stay by the man's side, one day she suddenly fell ill. With her in the throes of a high fever, not knowing the cause, he fell into a perpetual panic. There was no medicine in the mansion. They could hardly manage to pull together sufficiently nutritious meals. Though there was no medicine, maybe there was something else that could make her feel better. However, everything he could think of required him to leave the house. Oh, she's sick. Hey. Is there anything you would like? Anything I would like? I'm considering visiting the village. I see. going to the village. Ah, gosh, I love this music. Kind of a calm bit of respite in a way. I thought I might be able to get some medicine. The time is now. Hey, no! No, Snake. She's helping Yukimasa. Bubblegum! Yay! No eating me. No! How are you doing, little snake? I might be able to get some medicine. I preferred to bring a doctor here, but no one would come if they learned you were in this mansion. So, he was planning to put on a disguise to enter the village as a person. The white-haired girl smiled when she heard his idea. She had, after all, always wanted to think of himself as human. However, because she was so pure-hearted, she did not comprehend the full extent of the slaughter he had confessed to committing. The revenge he had taken on those who had chased him around. How sinister his cackling and furious his reaping. She did not grasp just how serious it was. She had to face that Bestia had kindness in his heart. If you cannot get any medication, then buy me some oranges, please. Oranges? This is a land blessed by the sun. You should be able to find some wonderful fresh oranges. Will that make you feel better? Yes, it should. Okay. Bestia's mind was made up. You had donned the skin of a human for her, to protect the peace you had. Bum, bum, bum. He returned to the place that had left him with many painful memories. It was, to him, the source of his fear. Whenever he let his guard down, their shouts would play back in his mind. Bestia! 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 Hideous beast! Though he had physically conquered the people who lived there, Bestia's memories of the village still haunted him. But her health meant more to him than any of that. He was willing to cast aside his fear if it meant the white-haired girl would recover. With the girl still in her bed, he made his way out of the mansion. He crossed the overgrown forest, pushing forward one step at a time, all the while trying to brush aside his apprehension, until he arrived at the village. This is where they called me a beast, where I was almost killed, and where I killed them. I look different than I did then. I dress differently too, but can I play the part? Can I act a convincing human? I have no choice. There are no other villages. I can't let her die. I wonder if they would recognize him. Excuse me, could you answer a question for me? A village man is looking at me, only for a moment, but for me, the moment is torturously long. A faint look of panic crosses his face, perhaps in fear of my appearance. He's staring at me. Will he point his finger and call me a beast? Will the other villagers come to kill me? However, I haven't seen you around here before. He didn't recognize me. Yes, I come from a faraway land and I'm unfamiliar with this area, so... You're dressed like a nobleman. On a secret trip or something. Something like that. You look really pale though, searching for a doctor. I guess, but not for me. My companion is... Ow! Why are you bonking me? My companion has come down with a fever. What did I do? Sorry to hear that. Well, I'd love to introduce you, but he's out right now. He won't be back for a few days. Damn. I see. And when might I be able to buy fruit? shop just around that corner. Thank you very much. Don't mention it. It's dangerous out there. I'm starting to attract attention, but not the same kind as before. They don't look at me with revulsion, hatred, or furious indignation. They're simply curious. The village feels different than last time. Could have changed this drastically. Or is it because I really did look like a beast then? And now I look like a human. I don't know. Excuse me. Me? Yes? I would like to buy some fruit. Some oranges. Oranges? Alright. Just a sec. The fruit vendor doesn't recognize me as the beast either. Any other year, they would have been a lot plumper than this. But this year, we had the end of the war, and this whole mess with the beast. It's just been crazy. If you like, how about you come back in a few years and try our oranges again? They'll be several times better, I assure you. I'll keep that in mind. You bet. That'll be... I'm sorry, I don't have any local currency. But this suffice. How is... No good, I take it. No. On the contrary, it's hardly fair for you trading a jewel for a few oranges. That's all I have to offer. I hope you can exchange it for money. Sure. You nobles are something else. Noble. Aren't you? Though, if you wander around dressed too well, you put yourself in danger. You might find yourself stripped bare by a bandit, or perhaps even catch the attention of the beast. Everyone mentions the beast. They speak of me. Have you heard the tales? I have not. There's a beast den not too far from this village. It's attacked before, and we've been living in fear, not knowing when it might attack again. That all ends today. Uh-oh. Are they gonna attack the mansion? The men have finally found their spine. They all got together and went out to exterminate it. Uh-oh! And you'll never guess who's responsible. A kid, a little boy, spearheading the attack. Javi! Never would have expected a little kid to whip all of our lazy, cowardly men into shape. The boy's the only one who knows where the beast's den. Hold on. What about your oranges? The men have banded together. They're going to kill the beast? Why now? Why when I'm not there? I'm the beast, I'm right here. I'm what you're trying to hunt. The only person at the mansion right now. It's her. Uh-oh. Get to the white girl. We regretted not asking the fruit vendor how long ago the party set off. Though, what good would that knowledge have done him? But he had to hurry back regardless. The sun was beginning to set, draping his surroundings in a deep blackness. As if to keep him from returning home, the night wrapped its hands around his head, covering both eyes. In what direction did he have to head to return to the mansion? He stormed through the forest, and eventually the mansion appeared before him, like the world fading into view after a dream. Bestia, the tempest in the night, blowing through the overgrown toward the house. Please, make it in time. I need her. I need the price that she provides me. I am really scared she might get killed, actually, the white-haired girl. And the last thing I want for her is to die. In the blink of an eye, he was through the door, charging down the mansion's halls. Halls! He could not set anyone else there inside them. All I could hear was the whoosh of the wind blowing into the house of someone. It seemed like the window was open. Why, where are you? Where have you gone? Answer me, please answer me! He cried out the girl's name again and again until his throat was sore and his voice hoarse. But she did not respond. He rushed into the bedchamber. Hey, hello? Where are you? Answer me! man swung his head back and forth so hard that it might broke his own neck. And what made him look down and slip, falling on his tailbone. Felt something slick on his hands, a sensation he recognized. No! It was so warm. No. Cannot be. It can't. It can't. Cannot be. Muttering confidently, Bee crawled back to the door of her chamber and entered the corridor. Again, genuinely, he followed the trail of the slippery fluids on all fours. The trail glimmered like red wine. It switched down the hall, past the living room, and smeared across the floor as if it had been wiped down with a mop. Oh, God. The man crawled and crawled and crawled until at last he reached the stairs leading down to the cellar. The ruby trail continued. And beyond the door, he could hear men's voices. Ah! 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 With a howl, the men stumbled down the stairs, throwing open the one door. His first impression was that the stench of blood was suffocating, and indeed there he discovered the white-haired girl. He found himself unable to even scream. Her once porcelain skin was glowing and sick and pale. It was now the color of dirt. She sprawled haplessly. Oh my God. They did kill her. And her half-open mouth. Those lips were naturally lacking their former rosy sheen. The body was covered with an array of wounds, but the most prominent was an immense singular sword standing tall in her chest. Oh my God. This is the Bestia. It doesn't look like the same. It's him. He's the same guy. He's the Bestia. Several villagers surrounded him at the behest of a young boy. He's gotten himself dressed up all proper and fancy, but good clothes don't make him a good man. Isn't that right, you Bestia? No! You murderer! Why did you kill her? 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 Why, you want to know? Her death was an accident, I say. I felt bad about what happened. But any woman who would live with a man like you must be a witch. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Like, no, the white-haired girl did not deserve that. I'm kind of mad at Javi now, actually. I know Yuthios is quite messed up, but the white-haired girl did not deserve that. Does that hurt? Are you hurting right now, Bestia? Then maybe... Name my character? Your character? What's your character? Maybe now you understand. You not only stole my parents and my friends from me. She has a weak stomach, sees good at night, has a schizophrenia? A female name. That would be a good female name. She also is an urban samurai. I would say I'm in the default name. How about Obsidia? Ripped last shard of hope I had from my hand. Or Syra. Do you get it? Do you finally understand how I feel? Now you know how it feels to have someone you care about taken from you. Pauline was desperately trying to find you. Why? Why would you kill someone so devoted to you? Because he lost his memories. Do you understand what you have done? I'm asking asking you a question, you goddamn murderer. I see. And now I've nothing left. What? The man stepped forward, almost perfectly calm. His panic vanished, as if they were never there. His eyes were disturbingly vacant. Perhaps the sorrow had overpowered him, beating his heart in quiet submission. No, that's not the case. Though his eyes were empty, a faint smile spread across his lips. Okay, well, I did not hear whatever the name was. Oh, I said Obsidia? Oh no. I said either Syra or Obsidia. Very true. Sure. The boy and the other villagers were frozen in place at this sight. Before long, the man was standing for the deceased girl's body. And then he pulled the blade from her chest. I knew it. I was really a beast. And what I wanted was a tether. What are you yammering on about? Didn't you care about that woman? Didn't you choose her over Pauline? Who you then threw aside and butchered? What is wrong with you? What was she to you? She was my serenity. But she's dead now, and there's nothing I can do about that. Peace, calm, tranquility. The man's behavior was downright eerie, causing the boy to flinch back. Believing that everything taken from him could not possibly lose anything more, I imagine what allowed him to stand up to the beast, the source of such crippling fear. Yet now he found himself unable to move. He found himself in the face of such incomprehensible, oh my god, I can't words, comprehensible creature, tireless. Then the villagers were similarly dumbstruck. Not even I could understand his behavior. What the hell is wrong with you? How can you laugh at this? I don't get it. Oh, how indeed. I wonder myself. I don't know either. But you know what? It doesn't matter anymore. Because every last one of my anchors has broken off and sunken into the sea. Oh, he's just going on laughing. Damn it, get moving, kill it. I'll slaughter every last one of you. Yes. My whole life. I've always wanted to kill. Oh. Oh! Look at that face! Scary. What was it that inflicted you with such madness? Losing your memory in the shipwreck. The abuse and insult you suffered at the villagers' hands. Or was it the grief of not being able to return to your homeland? No, none of these were the root. You were always like this. You were always bore those twisted desires. You held these deep, constant urges to cause other harm. That is your essence. The real you hidden behind the mask of serenity. Sincerity, not serenity. The true beast was your heart. A beast was a convenient skin for you to wear. You wanted to be a brutal, savage murderer. You never really loved the white-haired girl, the black-haired woman for all that matter. You were merely attached to them, fixated in the idea of the world of tranquility. You used this peace to anchor yourself to prevent you from drifting off into the ocean of your desires. You yearned to cause pain, but also hungering for the opposite, a calm life. You idealizes this idealized life. Jeez, it's like a tongue twister. Spent in quiet harmony with another, because you knew just how difficult it would be for you to attain. Far more difficult for you than satisfying your cravings, but not impossible. I personally had hoped you would find peace in someone rather than descend into savagery. It may have been only superficial, but it would have been very human. But ultimately, peace slipped through your fingers, and no one was left to suppress your desires. You cannot, after all, hold them back yourself. What a tragic man. What a helpless man you are. Oh, we completed chapter 2. Weeping Manor. Oh, I didn't even see that. The door to the cellar swung shut. You had fallen to the floor at some point, able to bear the stench of blood. The maid stood behind you, her arms wrapped around your shoulders. The maid's voice was chillingly gentle. That was quite horrific, wasn't it? Are you feeling unwell, Master? Oh my, you're shaking, Master. Fear not, I assure you the beast will not come through that door. I am here for you, and I will continue to hold you for as long as you need to settle your nerves. Oh dear, do you feel like you might have freeze in my arms? Am I really that cold? I cannot tell my own temperature. You wish to know what happened to Bestia after all? After that, I could open the door once more and show you. But I have no intention of knowingly tossing you back into the dens of horror. He lost the rest of his humanity to become holy beast. But, to tell you just a little more of the tale, it's my understanding that the entire village was ravaged shortly thereafter. He was bewitchingly talented swordsman. Not a single person living in that village could stand up to him. In that woman's memory you saw he was a gentle man, yes, but even the mildest of men can change. Though personally I believe that without an element of monstrousness buried somewhere within, a man cannot become a beast, regardless of what may push him in that direction. Do you follow? Now tell me, Master, have you remembered anything? Oh dear, I was afraid of that. I'm a remarkably patient maid. Okay, so we keep seeing this maid in the stories, but she hasn't aged a day. So something is keeping her from aging then? Or she's like immortal with this mansion, I guess? I'm a remarkably patient maid. I shall accompany you for as long as you require. But please do find your memories. Now let us head to the next door. The mansion is quite large, so hold on to my hand. We would not want to get separated. Okay, we're gonna let's see. You and the maid traveled down the dimly lit hall, passing by the mirror once again. The light from the candle in the maid's hand was the only thing that reflected in it. The maid herself did not appear. Oh, interesting. However, just as you were about to avert your eyes... Well, I want to save that. You thought you caught a glimpse of white hair. You thought you caught a glimpse of white hair. Does that mean the master of this house has white hair? You heard a voice echo in the darkness. And when you turned to face the mirror again, the glass was the color of obsidian, as if it had been painted over. The voice seemed to be coming from beyond the mirror. The maid did not turn back, inevitably having not heard anything. Phew. Extend your hand over... Oh, so you get to make choices here? Hold on. No, let's extend our hand. You extended your hand towards the darkness overrunning the mirror. The second your hand brushed against the surface, the tips of your fingers sunk into it. The next thing you realized, your whole world was sinking into darkness. You could hear a voice. I am the witch. So, it's getting foggy. Looks like it might rain. Maybe we should take a little break. You want to keep going? Oh, alright then. We're this deep in the forest. Killed her first 3 zombies? Nice! And 1 zombie has milk on it. Jeez. Is that, what zombie game are you playing? Thank you very much. Must be tired after such a long journey. This is the mansion I'm looking for, yes? You could have said something. Cataclysmic dark days ahead. Oh, I was thinking it was like Project Zomboid. Oh well. I should get going, I guess. Does no one live here? But if that's the case, then why was I... Such a big door. Please open. It's unlocked, I guess. I wonder if the window's open. Darn, not a hint of light. So who is this Giselle person? I guess we're going through our own story now and the maid doesn't know about it? Or a different story? Please don't tell me it's actually abandoned. I suppose I can't know without looking around a bit more. What do we have here? Drapes? I see a little light beyond. It's so pretty. Looks like an angel. Why would someone cover that? It's beautiful. A little more light would be... Oh, this is nice music. Please do not touch the drapes. Or the windows. Oh! Michelle. I'm sorry for coming uninvited. But, I did announce myself. Is this, your mansion? She died? Ooh, that sucks. Oh, look at him. His eyes. Michelle. It is. Thank goodness, I was afraid it was deserted. I suspect you would have preferred it if the house were abandoned. Michelle has white hair as well. Is this the white-haired girl? Oh, no. Oh, not at all. I would have been scared to death staying in a dark mansion all by myself. I'm sorry. No ill will intended, but I do think I could do with some light. That way you could see where you were walking. And I'm sure this room would look splendid illuminated. Oh, I see. Since it's like a kind of a marking of an angel, so it's like kind of like saying Michelle's an angel? Not necessary. I would do perfectly well as things are. How can you see when it's so dark? I have an abundance of candles and oil for lamps. I am not in want of means of creating light. It is not your place to criticize my lifestyle. If you need light, you are free to leave. If you are in need of money, help yourself to some of the furniture. There's a village not far from here. Trade it for food, then make your way to a larger town. I am no longer able to freely return to the city. I cannot go back yet. She arrived half an hour? Oh wow, that isn't that long. Please, don't chase me out. I see. And do you ask if this me aware of how people refer to this mansion. You say that a witch lives here. Not merely a witch. A cursed witch. If you remain here, you too shall likely suffer your own destruction. You worry for my well-being. But you're not. My mind is made up. Which will strike you soon. First, I wonder, regret or the curse? You seem to be doing just fine. It's only a tale. The witch is real, very much so. It is not a legend nor a fairy tale. The witch's name is Morgana. I really love this music. Oh, so we got a memento. Examine the mirror. And it's gone. Oh. Interesting. What was that? Giselle? Oh my. What is the matter, Master? Surviving hazmat unit guy named Raphael. New character? Nice. Why are you standing in place? There is nothing there. The maid did not seem to have seen anything. You made to ask her about the scene you just had witnessed. What the? Eh? Master? You look like you've just seen a ghost. What is the matter? How about a little rest before we move on? Do you not wish to remain here? Still not fond of mirrors? Yes, now let us be off. I too dearly wish for you to return to your old self as soon as possible, Master. Why did you get all warped? If you desire to push onward, I could hardly be happier. Now follow me. Is she gonna be warped the whole time? You follow the maid's lead, returning to the living room. From there, you climbed a set of stairs, your hands sliding through the dust and settled on the ebony railing. When you stepped out of the side of the mirror, the maid returned to normal. Damn, this music's good. You've been on the verge of remembering something, but you are no longer in a position to be concerned about such things. For the chill in the air within the mansion seemed to have intensified. Standing at one end of a long corridor, you asked the maid, when was the mansion built? I would imagine you know more about it than me, Master. Yes, I know. You have not yet regained your memories. I am simply teasing you. I have been a servant of this house for many, many years, but the truth is I do not know everything about it. All I know is that the mansion is cursed and has been brought misfortune upon its residents. Since times of old, I can make a conjecture about when it began. Never mind, but I believe you should figure it out for yourself, Master. There is no guarantee my perspective is the correct one. Now let us proceed. You and the maid traveled down the dimly lit corridor, stepped out of the evac shelter, and immediately got torn apart by a zombie dog and another cop zombie. Ooh, that's rough. While the layout of the house was the same as in the eras of the flaxen-haired boy and the beast, the bleak, colorless gloom felt incredibly dreary. On the wall, part way down the hall, hung a painting. The painting, which depicted a beautiful landscape, which was oddly entrancing, but you did not have time to appreciate the artwork. Your hands in the maid, you passed by the painting. Before long, a door came into sight at the end of the hall. This door is what I would like to show you next, Master. Listen closely. Do you hear the voices? CDDA isn't easy. It's also turbo voice. There's no gold. It's just do whatever you want. Oh, I see. Damn, I love this piano. I love piano. like songs. Lively but rough, energetic but coarse. What lies beyond the door is neither a period of elegance and abundance like the first, nor one of ruin and savagery like the second. Technology and culture have become quite developed. Cameras and photography have been invented. It was a time of great progress and many breakthroughs. And for that reason, those who lived in it were constantly seeking to try new things. A tale from Bestia is one of a man who wagered everything on his ambitions. I hope that's what you see, Master. Will something stir something in your heart? Now through the door we go. Please do not let go of my hand. The maid pushed open the door. Colorful balls bounced around atop the long, dark green table. One man dressed in black and standing by the billiards table turned toward the door. The room was inundated with eye-watering cigarette smoke, causing you to squeeze your eyes shut. Ba-da-da. The third door. Oh yeah, I have seen it. I definitely want to check that out. I'll definitely give it a look, Snake. I am looking for horror games to play. It's coming. Ooh, it's music. The air was a rat race of innovation and development. The smoke was so thick, you could hardly see more than a few feet ahead of you. I could compare it to a dense morning fog, but that might give the impression of beauty, and there was little that confounded its haze. You could see the silhouettes of several men in the smoky room. The one in the middle, the one looking your direction, Master, was the present master of this house. Jacopo. Jacopo? Jacopo, I think. Jacopo? His name is Jacopo. I thought he just... Is it Jacopo or Jacopo? Is it Telly? Wait. Yeah? Jacopo? Jacopo. Oh, it's Jacopo. Oh, okay. You got it as close as you can get it. Jacopo. His name is Jacopo. And though he is dressed in such fine attire, I seriously doubt he understood how splendid the furnishings left in the mansion truly were. I am a faithful servant of this house, and I would not for the life of me dare speak ill of my master. However, this is a time long past. I imagine God would be so kind as to turn the blind eye to a little bit of honesty. I was not terribly fond of my master back then. So the maid has a bunch of masters then? He had wavy hair, the color of over-dried leaves, a piercing gaze, an arrogant smile, and he wore a hat that made him look rather haunting. I love how they describe like their hair color and everything in this game. He put his trust only in money, renown, and rank. He loved only the iron and steel that revolutionized so many industries. He had not the slightest bit of love or care for other people. At the very least, that is what I believed at the time. Take a look around, Master. Jacopo has remodeled it into a recreation area. The billiard table sat in the center of the room, with downward-facing lights hanging from the ceiling were special made. The lights shone upon the dark green stand like a stage. Cigars and bourbon-lined glasses were cases, installed in a place on a bookshelf. The cases were always fully stocked, their contents available to partake readily. Cases were also, let's see. At the particular moment, as he had many times before, Jacopo had invited several friends and acquaintances, and they were entertaining themselves. His wealthy, high-ranking acquaintances had a variety of hair colors, from polished brass to the brown of a baby robin to the color of sunburned wheat. There was also much greater variation in skin tone compared to the visitors of residents of previous areas. But that was hardly any surprise, so the mansion sat upon land inhabited largely by immigrants, the New World. What's the matter? Why are you looking at me? Nothing. I just thought I heard someone say my name. Ain't no one there. Unless you're seeing a ghost. Are they like Boston? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I can't do it. Boston, Boston, Boston. Walking. No, let's see. I don't like this guy. I want him dead. Oh, Jacopo? Yeah, he seems a bit smug. I don't believe in such nonsense. No, I can't do it. It's an old house with a long history. Wouldn't be surprised if I had a ghost in too. But if this place is gonna be haunted, I'd take a princess over a bloody broad any day. A princess, eh? And when she showed up, you had your way with this ghost lady, am I right? Color me impressed, son. You jumped her bones, and she don't even got anyone to jump. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I feel like they're like, what do you call it, Boston? You going for posh or plantation or from New Orleans? No, Boston. Like a gang. Come on now, it's Highlands. I don't know. I can't quite place it. Not much you can even do with a ghost. What voice do you think Jacopo would have? What would Jacopo sound like? Italian. Seems kind of like a gangster kind of person. Industrial age. Italian. How do the Italians even speak? I can't think of it. Bippity boppity. A boppity boopity or something. My God, I can't do it. My God, are you men or children? This is my house, and I'd rather you not talk about it like that. Just the blatherings of a couple of drunks, pretending you didn't hear nothing. For the love of God. In any event, whatever happened to that printer you invested in? I haven't heard their names come up in some time. Ugh. Can we avoid that topic? It's been quite the headache for me. I thought it'd pay off, but it's always sounded sketchy to me. I'd rather you pull out unless you want to find yourself with nothing left but a nice fat pile of debt. You could have mentioned that beforehand? Ugh, this is killing me. The men's deep voice resonated in the cloudy room as they imbibed? I can't say that. Alcohol and puffed on their cigars. They conversed mostly about business and money. Jacopo and the rest of the men were known as investors. You might also call them tacticians. They survived on information obtained before anyone else by making their swift decisions, having foresight. All instead of flesh and bone, their soldiers were made of ink and paper. To an outsider, this meeting might appear to be a congregation of friends, but in reality, they are observing one another, gathering information, and anything else they could use to get ahead. At times, money and information were exchanged directly. And when they were Sorry, it felt like I was gonna sneeze there. It didn't come out though. A relationship would pop like a bubble, despite into nothing. But you know, Jacopo, you can't be sure this railroad. You're so passionate about it, it's gonna bear fruit. Bless you anyway, thank you. You don't even know if it'll get finished. And even if they do connect the tracks, will it be really in a shape for people to ride? If it's a pipe dream, this transcontinental railroad of yours. Oh, he get angry. Jacopo went silent, but I'm certain this is what's going through his head. There are a bunch of damn imbeciles if you can't see that entire country's put their weight behind this endeavor. This is why you have such trouble making your few thousand. Bum, 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 bum. At the time, a great railway was being built across the breadth of the continent. Construction was spearheaded by two large rail companies in competition for prestige and a bigger share of this massive national enterprise. The Union Pacific Railroad Company started building from the east and the Central Pacific Railroad Company from the west. But government bonds alone were not enough to finance the massive undertaking. By the way, there's been less than pleasant reports about workers dying on the job the company chose, Central Pacific. Ah, yeah, you mean how they're using explosives to blast the mountains? Yeah, making quite a bang they are. But if this gets much bigger of a fix, they're not going to be able to continue construction. Should have at least put your money in the more sure bet of the two, the Union Pacific. It'll cost you to hire replacement workers, and they keep kicking the bucket. You've gotta have trouble finding more. Oh my goodness. And here I thought you all had spines. You think we're gonna run out of workers just because a few ate it? Oh, he does not give a crap about other people. There are so many we don't even know what to do with them all. Bum, bum, bum. There's not a chance that well will dry up. And if by some chance it does, all we have to do is scoop up a shipful of blacks or yellows. You won't get anywhere if you spend your money and time worrying about a few measly laborers. This is an endeavor backed by the entire nation. The deaths are honorable in service of their country. I do not like this guy. He's being a little arrogant snob. Our biggest loss is not of people's lives, but of time. The longer our project takes, the more money it costs, and the less profit we make. What we seek is rapid progress, even if the methods to obtain it are messy or deadly. The other men in the room chuckled uncomfortably at Jacopo's distasteful choice of words. Do you agree with his way of thinking, Master? Perhaps he does have a point, in that the greatest sacrifice is necessary to accomplish great things. And it is true that tragedy often lies in the shadows of the splendor of times long past. Furthermore, the way people see the world changes with the times, so I hesitate to criticize him too severely. Now, I am sure you already have picked up on it. He was an investor who had to put money into a railroad company. He also possessed several crude oil refineries, riding on the world's second wave of industrial development. The mansion too bustled with life in a way he never had before. Dozens of maids, including me, gardeners, chefs, sculptors, artists. At times, we even had riders coming in and out of the house. There's really a moment of silence. However, I was not terribly fond of the hustle and bustle personally. But please do not get me wrong. I am hardly opposed to the mansion before being cheerful. It was just, how should I put it? The splendor of the times seemed superficial, heartless. It was as though everyone was being rushed along by some unknown, invisible force. Part of it, I expect, caused by the growing divide between those standing at the top and sitting at the bottom. Or perhaps the mansion was simply taking after its master. There's no time to waste. Everything is resting upon the success of this project. Whatever it takes, I will ensure it happens. I need more money, more power. Suddenly, a restrained knock on the door stopped this train of thought. And beyond the door came a woman's voice, gentle as a soft spring breeze. Pardon me, I have made some tea. May I offer anyone a cup? A white-haired girl again? She's back. Ooh, her outfit's really pretty, and the roses? And the door opened, and it stood a beautiful woman with pure white hair. It was indeed her. Are you surprised? How did you anticipate her appearance? Although she's not the same age and just dressed differently, the white-haired girl, whom we saw fall into the hands of misfortune in the era of roses and the era of beasts, was also present in the era of innovation. So she just keeps getting reincarnated, I think. Furthermore, she was Jacopo's wife. Tea. I don't recall asking for that. When were you asked to make it? I wasn't, but I had these leaves with the most wonderful aroma, and I thought you might enjoy. Shut your trap and know your place. What do you think we have all these maids for? Oh wow, you say you want the tea she makes? Kinda rude, man. Hey now, no need to treat your lady like that. You're just trying to be courteous. These are my personal affairs. Please keep your comments to yourself. The sons were unsure how to react, but ultimately nobody stepped up to stop Jacopo. He merely shrugged. Oh, thanks to the head pet, Zero. How are you doing? He merely shrugged, tossing glances at one another. Jacopo stomped over to the white-haired girl. He then grabbed her by the arm and dragged her from the den. What the hell do you think you're doing? I told you time and again to stay away from the room unless absolutely necessary. I'm sorry, but I made tea and... Shut up about the tea already. You think we're having tea parties in there like a bunch of prissy nobles? I'm sorry. If you're really feeling so bad, don't go in there in the first place. Get the hell back to your room. I mean no harm. It's just, I'm your wife. I thought it'd be nice if I could do something. Like I told you, that's not your job. Don't show yourself in front of the other men. I have nothing else to say to you. Got it? Now scram! 6. Alive. First them, now you was driving me up the wall. What is it? I told you to get out of here. Get out. Right, but, when will you spend time with me next? It's been some time since we last went out together. Well, we don't even have to go out. Just having dinner together would. How many times are you gonna make me repeat myself, you worthless tramp? Are those ears only for show? Okay, I really don't like this guy. Can she just, like, leave him? Like, he's a freaking piece of work. He doesn't respect her at all. What the heck? reserved young woman. She could neither raise her voice in reprimand nor raise her hand in retaliation. I have to get this cleaned up. She extended her spindly fingers to the shards of shattered porcelain. But even the broken cup seemed no concern to spare her. Its shattered edge cut her fingertip when she made to pick it up. A trickle of warm red blood ran across her unearthly white skin. As painful as it was, it had a sort of taboo beauty to it. The blood spilling from her fingers showing no signs of slowing down. She clenched her hand in a fist. Two fists looked out of sight and went back to collecting the shards of porcelain. When she did, Maria! Madame! What's the matter? Oh, Madame, you're bleeding. When all the other maids ignored her, one came running over, shouting a white-haired girl's sake. Oh, well, at least someone's being nice. We need to get that cleaned up and bandaged up. Oh, you don't need to pick that up. That's not your job, madam. It's all right, Maria. There's not much to pick up. It's not all right. All right. And the rest of you, why are you just standing there? Your boss's wife is on her hands and knees, and you're not even lifting a finger to help her? You disgust me. But Maria, it's fine, really. Oh, madam. If you weren't so timid, this wouldn't happen. You're allowed to yell at them, you know. It's alright, really. It's all my fault. Anyway, we should get that finger taken care of. Let's go back to your room, okay? The broken cups and the spill. Oh, as I said, that's the maid's work. Nah, I don't think that. I think I'm just gonna go back to Normie. Okay. And the rest of you, get this mess cleaned up. She roared like the wind in a thunderstorm. The other maids stood there, dumbfounded, watched as she and the white-haired girl disappeared down the hall. But they were soon frowning and grumbling to one another. She thinks she can act all high and mighty because the master's fond of her. The woman's name was Maria. She was one of the maids. And she was the only ally. One person as opposed to her no-nonsense attitude in the hallway. The two women were as... Was it a fathomless darkness in which you ought to be what? We ought to be deferred like corpses to a mausoleum? Huh? I don't know how to answer that. They had crossed over the wall, separating master from servant, and built upon the friendship. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm just gonna be right back. Okay, I am back now. Alright. On some point, they begin to speak frankly with one another when no one else is around. Maria was the only person in Matron around whom the white-haired girl felt comfortable being open. I imagine she was very much enjoyed these moments of conversation. She wished to hold on. We'll just go back. Sorry about that. I didn't need to hold down space rather. Okay. Here's an idea. How would you like to have some of the team now? We also have some orange marmalade, which you would like so much. Add a scoop of that and have a tray of cookies, and we have the perfect tea time. You're singing the siren song, madame. I usually be doing that with him. He would not have tea. I suspect he does not like it. I do not want to give it away, so... Madame, I know it's none of my business and have no place to saying this, but is it not possible for a woman to file a divorce these days? That's what I was thinking. My girl says nothing. Don't understand, take it, not one bit. And okay. Pretty well educated. I wanted to keep continuing on. Oh, I guess that was it. Pretty well educated and still young. There's hope even if you do leave him. There's still plenty of other men out there. You ain't obligated to stick around with that arrogant jerk. He's just very busy right now. There you go again. There was some time when he was kind. Eh? He wasn't like this when we first met. Back then he was a little awkward, but a kind man. Him? A kind man? Yes, believe it or not. There was indeed a time. See, Maria, would you mind giving me a little bit more of your time? I'll make some tea and we can talk. All right. If you're telling me about when Jacopo is decent, I'm all ears. Indeed. Oh my goodness. That is gorgeous. As I'm sure you're aware. Hold on, how do I put this away? Look at that. That is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Everything about it. I'm sure you're aware. Our parents arranged our marriage. Marriage now? Before I emigrated to this country to be married, I lived in a misty island nation. Portraits of my ancestors hang into the house where I live. I remember as a child wincing in fear at the sight of them staring down at me. My mother and father were constantly telling me to show them respect, as if their hard work kept their bloodline alive and well. However, they were fighting an uphill battle to do the same. It would have been clear to anyone reasonably perceptive that our house was coming tumbling down. Valuable furniture and paintings slowly disappeared, and eventually the portraits are gone too. As our house collapsed, so too did my parents' health deteriorated, robbing us of any sorts of income. And though I was educated, I lacked the skills necessary to obtain work. Just as we were about to run out of money and options, my parents received Jacopo's parents' marriage proposition. Excuse me. Both of our families stood to benefit from the arrangement. I had social status and he had wealth. We each had what the other lacked. One needs more than money to make it in the world. Without at least a semi-reputable name attached to you, you're liable to get laughed out of most social gatherings. I first met Jacopo here in this country. We didn't even know what the other looked like until our wedding day. To be quite honest, I was scared to death at first. I was nervous. So nervous. What kind of man would he be? Was I to be wed to some middle-aged stranger? We were not married because we had fallen in love like a normal couple. I knew I was in no position to be concerned with such things, but when I thought about our future, I shook with fear. But the man I saw through my veil at the wedding was remarkable. He was young, had strong masculine eyes, and at the same time, he too appeared nervous. He was shaking as much, no, even more than me. Seeing that, the priest gave him an impish little smirk when he asked Jacopo if he vowed for his eternal love to me. I counted myself among the happy, and I still do. For in that moment I experienced true love. You wanted to hear about when he was kind to me? Well, after the wedding, we were given a week to ourselves. I suppose you could call it a honeymoon, though we didn't take a trip overseas or even go very far at all. He looked at me with uncertainty and asked, "Where would you like to go?" I beg your pardon? That's what this week is for, right? I'll consider granting your request, so tell me where you want to go. This is so sudden. Nothing? Well, this whole engagement was a spur of the moment. Normally, we would have planned a trip in advance, but unfortunately, our purpose is served so long as we act apart. You must be disappointed that you have to plan your home honeymoon as it's happening. No. What? Speak clearly. I don't like it when people don't speak their mind. I'm sorry, but I'm happy. Even if this is a political marriage. Well, you're quite the positive thinker. Your parents say something to make you think that way. Well, either way, if you're glad to be in this arrangement, then hurry up and decide on a destination. though there is a limit to how far we can go. If you want to take a trip, I consider it. What? Is something funny? It just seemed comical to me that our honeymoon has begun, and we're now only deciding where we want to go. Not in a bad way, though. I'm glad our parents didn't arrange everything for us. Perhaps you heard, but I'm quite sensitive to sunlight and not in the best of health. So it would rather be trying for me to spend a full week out of the house. We couldn't go on a trip, but if it's not too much trouble, speak up. Could you show me around town? I'm new to this country and unfamiliar with its customs. I'm rather afraid to go wandering on my own. I'll show you around. Yes. Would that be possible? Not a rare bit of time off, you asked me to show you around town. Is that really the most exciting idea you have? I'm sorry. If there's something you would like to go, I'm fine with that. I will accompany you anywhere. As if I could dread someone who just professed to being sickly all over the country. My God, I've lost interest. All interest in a trip. Oh. Hello, what are you doing? Go get ready, now. I beg your pardon? You don't want to see the town? You show me around? You're the one who asked. Not like I have any other options, so yeah. I'll show you around. Thank you. Don't just stand there, you dullard. Get a move on. One moment. Wait for me, please. And then, as if he had forgotten about me until that moment, he returned, grabbed me by the arm, and led me to the carriage. In retrospect, I realized he was not being very gentlemanly. But I was pleased the way he was making any attempts to interact with me at all. As the carriage trotted down the street, I saw so many new things. I spent most of my time cooped up inside at home. It was like stepping into an entirely new world. And added to that rapid industrial advancement currently taking place, I saw men shouting back and forth as they smacked newspaper articles at the back of their hands. I saw corner cafes crowded with cigarette-smoking men on break from work. It was like the hustle and bustle of a festival. But every festival has its underside. I also saw overworked men looking like they were on the verge of collapse drinking water from a spigot on the side of the road. By way of contrast, I wore fine clothing and had a carriage at my disposal. I imagine every day was a struggle for them just to remain afloat. Had I not married the man I too might have found myself on the streets in a similar situation. But it was a relief that spread through my breast at the sight of them. It was the pangs. It's not the relief. It was the pangs of guilt. It felt to me like a life of opulence was wrong, sinful. It broke my heart to know that I was living so much better than them. Jacob was so disapprovingly at me, seemingly reading my mind, and said, "The poor man who amidst the rich covets his wealth, finds the ambition to make the same for himself, and the rich man who pities the poor, thinking it was his duty to give them offering of philanthropy." Philanthropy? To me, that latter is the far more nefarious. Excess charity will ruin a man, make him come to expect handouts. And then there are those with the wrong idea of pity who let themselves fall down the same place, mistakenly believing it will somehow make the poor feel better. What a joke. If you're going to do anything more, then you might as well encourage them to climb upward. Spur on economic growth and a flow of capital. Doesn't it sound like the better option? I say nothing, simply smile and giving an ambiguous nod. He had a point. My sympathy and guilt meant nothing for people actually experiencing hardship. If feeling guilty of my own fortune, I acted upon the pity in the way he had described, it would accomplish little more than self-satisfaction. He seemed to have seen straight through to my very core. There was a man who had built his own fortune through investment, which I imagine required him to be rather astute. But doesn't a world where everyone is constantly trying to climb higher and higher sounds rather exhausting? I personally would prefer to be in a position where I could watch, if only from a distance, as others climbed. But obviously, I could not say as much to him. Some time later, the carriage came to a stop in front of a shop. As I looked at the building perplexingly, he gestured to the door with his chin, signaling for me to get out. Lost and confused, I stepped down from the carriage. Before me spread a showcase behind a large glass window. However, lined up in the case were not precious metals or expensive clothing, but machines. At first, I had no idea what kind of devices they were. Have you never had your photo taken before? No. I've had a portrait painted, though. Are those machines for taking photographs? A portrait, eh? Why am I not surprised? I did not mean to boast. Go on, get in. Please, wait for me. The owner came out to greet us with a wide smile as he entered the shop. Well, this ain't the strangest thing I've seen all day. You bring in a lady, and a real looker at that. Why on earth you catch a pretty little thing? She's my wife. Huh? Beg your pardon. I'll be a uncle's uncle. What does that even mean? Just goes to show you never know where the cards may fall. Make it sound like my getting married is some kind of miracle. I've always saw you as one to choose money over love, sir. Oh, pardon me, this isn't appropriate to say in front of your wife. Do you often come to the shop? On occasion. I need some things here from time to time. I see. There you go, smirking again. What's so funny? We're going to have our photo taken, yes? I'm so nervous and excited. I never had one before. And to have it taken side by side with you. What are you talking about? Pardon? Who said we were getting our pictures taken? And side by side, please. You're sending shivers down my spine. But this is a photography shop. Hey, shopkeep. A project I contacted you about. Is it ready? Oh, yep. Sit tight. I'll be right out. And you take a seat. There's a chair over there. What? I'm going to show you something more exciting than sitting still and waiting in front of a camera lens. Oh? Just do as I say. Okay. I sat down in front of a large mirror, which I presume was normally used to check your appearance before having your picture taken. Sitting before a mirror with someone else present was quite nerve-wracking. Out of embarrassment, I dropped my gaze to my knees. But when Jacopo returned, I was entranced by the curious objects in his hands. What is that? What is this? Oh, it looks so pretty. You know what persistence of vision is? And the human eye does not perceive the world 100% accurately. This is essentially true for objects in motion. It remembers images for a short time, so if you put a new image in the same place, your eye perceives it as motion. See for yourself. It will be faster than explaining it. You see the slits in the disc. Look to the bottom one and into the mirror. Okay. Good, just like that. Bring your head in close. Here goes. Standing behind me, he slid his finger across the top of the peculiar toy, causing it to spin crazily. And then... Aww! So what do you see? The dancing. Man and woman are dancing. Sounds like you're not having any trouble seeing. Are they dancing well? Yes they are. It's the most adorable thing. So sweet! Well, that's adorable, that's funny. That's the head metal of a ballroom dance. Yes, it's a very elegant dance. But you see, they're small, like little dwarves, which I thought it was kind of cute. They seem so close, going round and around, without ever letting go of each other's hands. This is incredible. Why does it look like they're dancing? They were lined up in a row a few moments ago. Goodness, I just explained that to you. It's playing a trick on your eyes. What you're seeing is lots of different pictures in a short period of time. So like the first moving image. To put it in words, you might understand it better. It's an illusion. Your eyes are being fooled into thinking the image is moving. An illusion. But they're dancing, they really are. They look like they're having a wonderful time. Are they sure it's an illusion and not something else? To me, it does not seem to be. I cannot see as it anything but two tiny people dancing. That's how it works. Reach out your hand and try to grab them. You won't be able to. You're right. That's a shame. I didn't think you actually would. But it's the most precious thing. They look as though they're dancing atop my palm. I was mesmerized by the strange phenomena. Pictures are moving after all. Still images that begin dancing before me. It was almost as if God had breathed life into them. He had called it an illusion, but I could not grasp it. It was such an adorable, heartwarming sight. I imagined the two were off living in some other world, separate from our own. They looked so happy. I was almost certain that they were dancing in their joyous world, free from all the sorrow and loneliness and pain of this one. Eventually, the speed at which the dance began to slow, as if they were resting their legs. I almost thought I could hear the sound of their feet with each step. They stopped. They can dance forever, they don't get tired. I see. I'm amazed such an incredible device exists in this world. Makes me wish I had gone outside sooner. I'm sure someone from our distinguished house as yours has seen plenty of amazing things with your family. Hardly. I rarely ever left the house. I'm ignorant about the ways of the world. If you had not told me, I would have probably never known about moving pictures. The illusion of moving pictures. Do you like it? Yes, of course. More than the portrait you had painted? Yes, I do. The paintings are wonderful too, but... You can't seem to make up your mind. Go on, tell me, which do you like better, the portrait or this? I like this better. I see. He looks somewhat pleased. But when it comes down to it, this is a simple trick only a child will fall for. Then I suppose that makes me a child. It means I get to watch something as splendid as two tiny people dancing. I'll happily fall for this trick. Quit describing it as two tiny people dancing. You're going to lose your head that far up the clouds. Oh, I'm sorry. I do not know how else to describe it, though. It's a toy called a Phenekisticope. Phenekisticope. I'm having the same problem, white hair girl. Phenakistoscope. Close enough. Wheel. It was invented around 30 years ago. I had the shopkeep make one model after the original design. So the shopkeeper drew this? He did. A lot better than you expected, isn't he? Yes, indeed. I'm surprised he could draw something so cute. Say that to me, face and he'll go red as a beet. What would I give to get a load of that? You should tell him the next time you see him. He's a sweet man. Despite how he looks, you mean. It's not right to judge people based on their appearance. I'm just kidding. Don't take it too seriously. The shopkeeper here loves new technology. The phenakistoscope is one such invention that caught his eye. You can trick the eye into thinking drawings are moving. Using a sequence of photos, you can perhaps make it seem as though real people are moving too. And it becomes possible to show these images to many people at once. These developments could broaden the option artists have to express themselves. Not drawings, but photographs? Yes, photographs. By taking hundreds or perhaps thousands of photographs, it would be possible to reproduce the world as we see it. This room, people walking down the streets. There's no point in recording boring everyday life, though. If you're gonna leave a record of anything behind, it should be projects and enterprises that move nations. Say, for example, a moving record of the opening ceremony of the railroad. That would be something worth watching. And then in time, it would expand beyond a mere record-keeping technology. And Christ, if I just start relaxing, I lost track of time. I've been vibing listening to you while browsing forums. Oh, yeah? I'm glad it's relaxing. I mean, right now it's very relaxing in this game as well. Is that such a thing possible? Remain still for a long time just to take a single photograph. Right now it isn't. But eventually it will be. And I'm not simply fantasizing here. Is that so? Sounds so very futuristic. What? Do you want to support people who worked on that sort of thing? Stop by your friends with the owner. Has nothing to do with my wants. I merely think there's money in it. The rich starve for entertainment and artists create the entertainment. I have no interest in their pretentious self-expression. I just want their money. What? What's so funny? You look like you're enjoying yourself. Honestly, it's just about the money. As you say. Alright, let's get moving. Next is dinner. What? We're leaving already? Does that displease you? No, not at all. To tell you the truth, I want to spend a long time playing with the Phenakistoscope wheel, but I could not bring myself to say as much. Reluctantly, I approached the owner to return the wheel. Don't bother. Bring it with you. What? But if you don't want it, that's fine too. Just make your decision quickly. You're making the driver wait. Having said that, Jacopo exited the shop. I alternated between looking at him and the Phenakistoscope wheel, depending what I wanted to do. Now with a smile, the owner whispered to me, "You're allowed to keep it, really. Your husband out there had it made as a gift for you." For me? A little while back, he came to my shop asking if I could make a Phenakistoscope. Kistoscope. Jeez, I can't say that. Now, about that knocked me out of my chair. He's a man who almost never asks for favors. He's a pretty damn brusque, and he's got a tongue sharp enough to cut steel, but he's not like to use core, I swear it. So please, ma'am, be a pillar of support for him. In that moment, a Phenakistoscope wheel became a precious treasure to me. He had only just married days earlier, and yet he had commissioned it for me without even knowing what I looked like. I was filled with a warm, pleasant elation. I agreed that owner Jacopo was not a bad man. He merely had difficulty expressing himself. Hurrying back to the carriage, I came back. I gave him my deepest thanks. He glanced over to me for a moment, then turned back toward the window and muttered, "Yeah." From there, we went to the restaurant for dinner. Call this pizza, this crust is an atrocity. It's like I'm chewing on rubber. How can you wave my country's flag and not serve spaghetti? Do you have any shame at all? This wine is pitifully unbalanced, far too high levels of acidity. Listen to me carefully. The house wine is the face of a restaurant. He complained about every little thing. It was a complete disaster. But curiously enough, I was not all put off by his behavior. When the sun set, the carriage made its way to a nearby hill. The cool nighttime breeze felt wonderful on my skin, flushed from the alcohol, and the light from the gas lamps had a comforting warmth to it. Although Jacopo had complained about the quality of the wine once he had intoxicated himself, his mood improved visibly. It made him unexpectedly talkative. Look out at the city. A gloomy town that shuts down at night isn't suited to expansion or growth, but the city isn't like that. You can see people walking beneath the lamps and can hear the bustle of them talking. This is a city that still has plenty of room to grow. As they ride the rising waves of the economy, many more people will gather here. Many people means more people means more money in circulation. More money in circulation means the cities grow, companies are founded, and more goods are bought and sold. Will it really change so drastically? It can be different to see what happens from the inside. The majority of the people just go about their daily lives, and the next thing they know, things are different. No, I wager most don't notice the changes at all. Only those with eyes sharp enough to realize what's happening can see success. I cannot afford to overlook even the most minute change. Do you have a dream of some kind? A dream? I'm not sure if it's easy enough to obtain to call a dream. Others might call it greed or perhaps ambition. Don't laugh now. My intention is to make the world mine. The world? Yes, the world. And to do that, you need neither physical strength nor kindness, but money and influence. People had no choice but to kneel before these horses. Why are you so intent on obtaining power? Because I want to change my country, I imagine. Your country? You're aware that I, like you, am an immigrant, right? I emigrated from an island in the Mediterranean, though not the same island as you. My country is a peculiar place where candor and violence go hand in hand. As a whole, the country is on the poor side and nobody does anything about it. I am one but a few of my fellow countrymen who set sights on the new world. They are falling far behind other nations. If I find success here, perhaps I will catch their attention. But if it doesn't, then my country is doomed to collapse. You have much love for your homeland. My feelings are a little more complicated than mere love. But there's nothing you need to concern yourself with. No, I'll have to remember not to get myself drunk around a woman again. Forget everything I just said. It's about time we head back to the house. Alright, but what is it? Is if it's alright if I provided you with encouragement as you try to attain your dream. I know my presence is more likely to be a hindrance, but I would like to be there to watch as you trek forward. I suppose. Do as you wish. Thank you. You have my support then. Darling? Sends a shiver down my spine, though. Not an unpleasant one. I'm glad to have you as my partner. It seems a bit nicer then. I guess something changed later. I was without a doubt happy then. His smile, the things he said, the finesse wheel gave me, they were all undeniably real. And all those memories give me the will to wait. The days things go back to the way they were. When he's brother marriage is gonna be so peak, I'm gonna clip it too. Oh jeez. If I don't sleep first. The days go back to the way they were. They will allow me to believe. Oh, that's different. This is something that actually happened to another maid. She heard a sound in the middle of the night, a sound like dripping water. At first she thought it was raining, so she looked through the window, and there wasn't a cloud in the sky to cover the stars. Maybe it's a faucet, she thought, so she stepped out of her room and into the corridor. Compared to her room, it was unearthly chilly. The maid regretted not bringing something to cover herself with. But that didn't make any sense. Normally, the temperature was not much colder outside her room. Her necklace had always been more than enough for a trip to the lavatory. Wondering what the reason could be, she made her way toward the sound, but then she realized something. There was no faucet in the direction she was going, rather, she was headed toward a hall. The mansion where she served had many halls, but this one, some far corner house, the least used hall of them all. It was a high roof, but not a lot of space, so it was difficult to make good use of. It also had a somewhat heavy air to it, a very curious room. It was the kind of place you might assign someone to clean as part of their hazing. Anyway, when the maid realized the sound was coming from that particular hall, she, as you might have expected, let out an uncomfortable sigh. But there might be a leak and hadn't noticed. She couldn't simply ignore it, you know. So, as much as she hesitated, she pushed open the doors to the hall. There was nobody there, and it didn't look like anything was leaking either. There were no puddles or water stains around to be found. That's weird. But she could still hear the sound. Drip, drip, getting louder and louder. Slowly stepping further into the room. Looking left, then right, then left again, she searched for the source of the sound. Coming to a stop in the center of the hall. She stood there still, quiet, and then a chilly spot on the nape of her neck. It's a ghost! The little yelp. She reached back to feel her neck, but it wasn't wet. Confused, she slowly, warily tilted her head backward. Oh, what the? And there hung a bloody skeleton from the ceiling. Yeah! Jacopo. That's rich. Amazing. Oh my god, you scream like a little girl. Maria, you little... My god. Are you men or children? This is my house, and I'd rather you didn't talk like that. Whose words were those again? Shut your mouth. How do you know about that? Were you eavesdropping? Another thing. I do not care for some of that stupid, fantastical tales. Because they scare you. Alright, my sleep. Alright, Snake, thanks for coming by. Have a good sleep. Tell me how he dies. Oh, I mean, I don't know if he's gonna die, but... We'll see. Thanks for the head pats. Grr. I can help. Okay, well, I'll let you know if he does. Whoa. Don't glare at me like that. You're gonna destroy my sides. So, did you come here for the sole purpose of telling me that cheap tripe? Acting to the fact that makes you look like twice as much of a wuss. Well, I didn't mean to make for a good half, but the maid really did hear a sound in the middle of the night. And it came from the back of the hall of this very mansion. Did you know? They say it used to be a chapel? Again, I have no interest in you woman's little ghost stories. Is that so? You sure you're not just scared? Maria! Well, that said, the rumors aren't completely unfounded. This is a pretty old mansion. It has a lot of work done on it. Kinda feels like it's barely holding itself together. Like a big old quilt with pieces from different time periods. The back hall is one of the oldest patches. There's a huge window on the far end, and supposedly there used to be stained glass in it. Such a shame. I wonder when it was broken. If it was still there, I bet it'd be worth a fortune. I find that hard to believe. First of all, why would anyone put a chapel inside a mansion? You got a point, I guess. Now, how about you do some actual work, instead of distracting yourself with all this nonsense? I do work, but, the other maids can be a bit nasty, you know? Dealing with other women is like walking on glass. Am I to blame for that? What if I said you were... Haha, don't give me that look. They're just not fond of me, simple as that. Nothing you can do about that. Yeah, I was talking to the madame. She's telling me you used to be quite the gentleman. Were you perhaps actually in love back then? You don't act like now, so it's easy to miss. But I guess you're not entirely made of steel. Just like when you're younger, you're still... Do not steal that. The past is not worth remembering. It is unnecessary. So, to you, the past exists just to be cast aside? Nah, it's not important. You don't want me to talk about it, I won't talk about it. But your wife... Never mind. I'll leave you be. I have to get back to work soon, or I'll be staring down the head maid's arctic smile. Alright. If the fancy strikes me, I'll drop by and we can trade more ghost stories. What, no ghost stories? No, not that. I have not forgotten those days. But, no, it's... I'll be off then. Alright. If the fancy strikes you, drop by and we can trade something other than ghost stories. What did I tell you? I'll consider it. Goodbye! Anything. Bum 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 bum. Ah, they've grown so beautiful to be so beautiful. Such a wonderful fragrance. The scent of roses is so calming. I wonder why that is. Would it cause any trouble if I picked one? Ah, the maid has appeared to her. Hello there. Out for a morning stroll, are you? Quite the peculiar hobby, madam. I cannot spend as much time I would like outside during the day, so I end up coming out at 9. I apologize if I startled you. Oh no, not at all. There is a chill, captivating beauty to the sight of your snow-white form standing there in the moonlight garden. I would hardly... what are you doing out so late? I saw a figure through the window. On the slight chance it might be a burglar, I thought it would be my responsibility to ensure they did not break in. It was also in the middle of the night when the grocer's servant broke into their safe. News of that spread quite far. I am sure you would have heard about it. Oh, but Gamache was in prison some time ago. Dear me, cannot seem to get my head out of the past. Do you intend to give that white rose to someone? Yes. I was thinking about giving it to my husband. While I expected him, he had a little fondness for such feminine taste, the scent of the flowers has a truly calming effect. He might find it relaxing when he needs to reprieve from his work. Oh, is that so? You are very kind-hearted. Speaking of white roses, the rose he meant to give to you was the same shade of white. He? But when you touched it, it turned a deep shade of red. Ah, the boy, Mel. Yes, I haven't forgotten that. There was but a single rose in the garden, so he was unable to give it to you as he wished. In its place, he had a decorative rose fashioned for you. What exactly are you referring to? Oh dear, do you not remember? Then I am to assume you have forgotten what happened to the rose accessory as well. He was unable to give it to you either. But the time, because you rejected the gift. I am not criticizing you for that decision, of course. You had a perfectly good reason for not accepting it. Heartbroken from having lost you, he buried the rose in the garden. Over the years, the roses in the garden withered away, and the place grew a thick, unsightly nest of weeds. Many, many years later, the accessory was dug up by a beast. And curiously enough, it had not a speck of rust on it. A beast? You do not remember him either. The fallen man who, though his interaction with you almost regained his humanity. I'm sorry. I have no idea what you speak of. The only gift I received from a man is the Phaniscus wheel. Phanacus wheel. And furthermore, I've only lived in this mansion for a year. While the garden was not as thriving as it is now, it was certainly not in ruins when I arrived. Because I've been taking care of it, yes. But for whatever reason, by my hands alone, I was unable to make it anything quite as splendid as it is now. Once you arrived and began to work on it, however, just look around. You have restored it to its former glory, to the magnificence of the flaxen-haired family's time. I promise I'm not trying to fault you for anything. Now that I think about it, it makes sense you would not remember. Though you are still you are different than before. Different than before. Different than, we've seen her before, like the white-haired girl. So she has to be reincarnated. So she was the maid. Then we saw her as a blind girl, which is a bit older. Now we see her here. Different though, Nana, since you are a wholly distinct person. Tell me, is your name... Blank again. My name is... Yes, but you already know that. Again? More proof that you are indeed you. Did you know that your current name is pronounced the same as the person you are waiting for? What are you talking about? I have met you many times, and I know of your past. Events that transpired long, long ago. I'm telling you the truth. I first came to this mansion just a year ago. Until then, I never left my country, ever set foot out of my own house. We did not have any servants either. So where, then, are you saying we met? This mansion, of course. But I'm telling the truth. It was a year ago, shortly after my parents fell ill and received an offer for my marriage. I knew something had to be done. I knew it, and I'm telling the truth. If that's what you remember, then I do not doubt you. But I also suspect I know why you seem so flustered. Are there any moments when your memory seems hazy? When it seems like important details have fallen through the cracks? You needn't fret. One day, eventually, you shall remember all. One day. What the hell is this? A white rose. Did she leave this here? A flower. What does she think she's doing? She's trying to aggravate me. The garden. The damn rose garden is a whole problem. Flowers serve no purpose but to deceive. The garden is a sign of weakness. It has no place in this house. Ooh, Jacopo does not like that garden. Approximately a week has passed since then. The white-haired girl was, as usual, spending her time in her room, reading, staying inside the house. Then Maria barged in. Madame! Madame! Oh my, you're out of breath. What happened? What happened is we have a big problem. The garden, the rose garden. The garden? All the roses you put so much love and care into growing are being chopped down. We'll lose them all if we don't hurry. Upon hearing the news, the white-haired girl dashed from her room and towards the garden, with Maria following close behind. As she arrived, she saw a dozen or so sweaty working men at work, Jacopo shouting orders. Wait, is he getting rid of the roses? The men clearly had no concept of how such a single flower was worth no concern whatsoever for their beauty. So the merciless, thoughtlessly hacking amid the shrubs like they were naught but weeds. Flower they tore from the earth, extinguished another of many lives. A white girl had put so much time and effort into tending for. Jacopo, what are you? Oh, hello, Maria. I didn't expect you would come with her. Why would you? Why, it goes without saying. The house has no need of a garden. Damn flowers have no place here. Might as well do something worthwhile with the soil. A miniature railroad would be better use of the space, and certainly a great deal easier on the eyes. I could even get my hands on some genuine wheels. The same wheels being used on the revolutionary transcontinental railroad. 10 or 20 years down the line, they'll be worth a fortune. Jacopo, you know how much this garden meant to me, didn't you? Didn't honestly have no place here? Flowers have a calming effect on people. They give you peace. They are not by any means worthless. So you're saying that a white rose was your passive way of saying to tell me to calm down? No, not at all. I simply thought you... But at the end of the day, you're just using them for your own purposes, to trick and deceive. To you, this rose garden was nothing but... Jacopo! You've gone too far. This isn't right. Gone too far. This is my mansion. What I do with my property is my business. Could ask your wife, though. What the? That rose arch out of the way. You have a much better view. There won't be anything blocking the sun in here. Weren't you supposed to be sensitive to sunlight? Spend too much time out here, you'll be liable to fall ill. Get back inside now. You too, Maria. Aww. The poor thing, but she did not say a word, was surely thinking. Are you truly that determined about being my sanctuary? The words swirled around in her head, unable to make the final journey to her lips. She stood there, looking down at her own feet as her husband marched off, and listened to the screams of the roses being reaped. After being torn down by Jacopo, the garden reverted to a state of ruined desolation. A shame, after all that work that went into restoring to the beauty of it, had under the flaxen-haired family. And as Jacopo said, in its place were scraps of metal, training wheels, prototype models, carbon rods. These items may have been valuable, but I certainly do not think it was worth robbing his wife of a place that made her feel comfortable, just as so he could store them there. Besides, I was rather fond of the rose garden myself. The roses seemed to evoke a sense of nostalgia in me. I felt as though somewhere far beyond the edge of my memories, I had seen another garden, roses, modest though it may have been, but I cannot remember when it was. Does that come as a surprise to you? I'm sure there are periods of the mansion's history of which I'm not aware. But in any case, Jacopo had caused many people great pain in order to repurpose a garden for himself. Then he continued to walk all over his wife. Whenever she tried to do something kind for him, he would brush off, saying, "That's not your place." He paid no mind whatsoever to the looks of dejection that rose to her face each time he rejected her. I was beginning to think if anything she had said about the man he had been a year earlier was actually true. If that was true, could a person really go through a drastic change of heart in such a short time? What do you think, Master? No, I haven't spoken enough about them already. I seem to be talking a lot about myself this time. But that is see, what did I tell you? Fun, huh? Yes, I'm quite surprised. Both that I can dance and enjoy doing it so much. Glad to hear it. They exchanged looks and both laughed. That might have been the first time I'd ever seen the white-haired girl so delighted. Because of her infirmity, she quickly found herself out of breath. Her porcelain skin flushed red. Maria immediately stopped for a break. She could surely have continued dancing this time, but Maria was conscientious of the white-haired girl's physical condition. She looked over at Maria regrettably. My apologies if I only had more stamina. I am hardly a suitable partner for you, Maria. You know what? I'm going to end it here, as I've done quite a bit of talking, so I'm getting a little bit tired on that end. But let's see, so I'll quit that. But it was a lot of fun to play this, and we're kind of playing, I feel like we're playing a bit more of a cheerful story, hopefully. Like, I don't know where it's gonna go, but I'm excited to see what this story behind Door 3. But you know what? I'm also intrigued about who this person Michelle is that we saw briefly, and Giselle. I'm quite intrigued to know about those two as well. But let's see. Shall I read anyone today? Let's see. You know what? Now, where I'm gonna go, raid my friend Grape Juice. He's playing with a Walnut King, one of my other friends. They're playing some Fortnite, so it's gonna be a little different. But as always, thank you guys so much for coming out to my stream today, and I shall be back tomorrow for playing some Expedition 33. Hopefully, gotta beat the Paintress boss, but we'll see about that. Probably take me a whole stream. But as always, I thank you so much, guys, for coming out today. And I shall see you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. PST. Until the next time, bye-bye!